Hey guys, it's Colette. I am doing an ice bath chat. I just got in stepping into my ice bath and I want to go ahead and chat with you guys a little bit about cholesterol. Let's have a new conversation. I was just talking about this on my Instagram, and I think we need to have a totally different conversation and get curious about a lot of different things, okay? And I decided to talk about this because I've seen a lot of the doctors I follow start talking about it, and I thought, you know what? This is what I do for a living. As a board certified functional medicine health coach, I educate and teach people about health issues, health, how to keep your hormones happy and your gut health improved and healed. You can get there, get out of pain, keep the energy, and age slowly. And cholesterol is one of those things that we really need to chat about because our sex hormones, which are our cortisol, or cortisol is one of the ones that's part of it, but our testosterone and progesterone and estrogen, all of those have a cholesterol backbone, which you may have heard me say that before. So if our cholesterol is too low, we're not going to be able to optimize our hormones well. Okay, and I went back to school because I decided to get more in depth into hormones. I am postmenopause, and I wanted to help people be able to step through this whole hormone shift with your gut and your hormones and your digestion, because it all goes hand in hand many times, unless you're dealing with autoimmune and other things, which that could be into mold and other things we could talk about. You go through a shift. And my shift was not great because nobody was there to educate me. Most OBGYNs do not have the formal training or education. I went back to be trained as a midlife mastery hormone certified, as a mouthful, coach from some of the top hormone experts in the industry. And I'm happy to say that I understand the Dutch test, one of the gold standards. I know how to educate people on it, what it means, all those things. And I give you a link when you work with me on taking it, if that's something you want to do, because it's better to look at those kinds of things via the Dutch at least once a year, whereas it's say once a year, and then you could do blood tests in between. It's a better overall picture, a better understanding. Now, when you don't want to do this, I question, got to ask yourself, what would cause you not to want to look at how your health could be better? Because once your hormones are imbalanced for too long, the estrogen drops, you've got insulin resistance, all of those things, you've now set yourself up for potentially diabetes, potentially heart disease, stroke, things like that, cancer, and those are things that can be prevented. A lot of those things can be prevented, or at least put yourself in a situation to prevent and to be better educated, do everything you can to potentially prevent that, okay? Stay in great health. So this isn't about perfection. This is about taking you from where you are to where you want to be, which is what I do. Now let's get back to the cholesterol talk. I'm getting myself warmed up before I go in the bath. Cholesterol, it needs to be a different conversation, right? There's still so many people, and I was talking with my parents about this, that really believe the conversation is still about total cholesterol, when we know it has to do with particle size. We know it also has to do with the ratio, your triglycerides, the ratio to LDL, HDL, and then looking at your particles. We know that we need to change it, and the questions we need to be asking our doctors, and this is something else I coach people when they're working with me, we'll just fill in here, is what is my particle size? If I have high cholesterol, that's not always the kiss of death if the particle size is small and dense versus large and fluffy, and you can get that test. You want to know more about how to get more extensive testing, let me know. Also, the question is what's going on with your liver? If you have elevated liver enzymes, if your liver isn't functioning optimally, your cholesterol will be high. So this is also a conversation about liver as well. So the conversation is about, what is my particle size? How's my liver doing? Do I have elevated liver enzymes? Do I have a problem with my liver? And you can see signs. You'll see brown spots. You can see mine right here. Actually, mine happened as a result of mold. The doctor I was working with was not trained that well in mold, unfortunately, which is why that's one of my specialties as well that I coach people through, because I've been through it 3 times. And I ended up getting the liver spots, which told me my liver wasn't detoxing and removing the stuff well. So I ended up taking some supplements and eating in a way that supported my liver so that it could detox better. And there's a lot of other signs. If that's what you need help with, come to see me. I can educate you and coach you through that. So the conversation needs to be different about cholesterol. It needs to be about not looking at total, understanding. I mean, they just lowered the standard for blood pressure from 130 to over 80. Okay. We know when blood pressure gets high, we know we're creating more insulin resistance. We're creating more metabolic issues. There's a metabolism energy. We know energy drops. We also know all of those things can impact our cholesterol, can impact our liver, can impact our whole body. We need to be looking at things not so isolated. Our body is connected, right? Our heads are on top of our necks, are on top of the rest of our body. We used to think that none of this stuff impacted our brain. We now know that's different. That our stomach is our second gut. I'm sorry, our brain, what am I saying this? Yes, our brain is that second gut, because it is impacted by all of this too. So we can feel that energy loss. We can feel the symptoms of high cholesterol. We can see it. But understanding the conversation needs to be totally different than what it used to be. And understanding that it's a matter, I'm going to start going down into my ice bath now. Okay. Yes, you have to breathe. Okay. Now understanding that the conversation needs to be completely different. Okay. The conversation needs to be completely different. And it needs to be about, how can I lower my cholesterol? How can I lower my blood pressure? What is causing it to be elevated? Is it the cholesterol because your hormones are too, your cholesterol is too low? Why is that? Why your hormones are not balanced? Is it that your cholesterol is so high because of your liver? Is it your cholesterol is so high because your body's just not detoxing well and your estrogen is too low? If your estrogen is too low, then your cholesterol will be high. We've got to have enough estrogen in the tank. So there's a lot of conversations we need to be changing the way we're talking about cholesterol. And you saw me get into blood pressure and understanding. We know, again, when blood pressure goes up, we know there's more insulin resistance. We know more problems with metabolic issues. We know energy goes down. We know we start to see other health issues such as closer to diabetes. So our conversations need to be changed. It's not about, and I'm not advocating for or against drugs, because I will take people where they are, but realize, and I just told this to someone the other day, is you don't have to use drugs. Like if you are wanting to lower your blood sugar marker, your A1C, that's something I can help you with through diet, lifestyle, understanding supplements to use in that way, and understanding the questions you need to be asking yourself and also your doctor, your medical professionals, to be getting the right tests and to be getting the right results. And the good news is, if they don't want to do those tests, that is something that you can even do on your own. Shockingly, there's tons of opportunities now. There's one of the leading doctors who's even put together his own series of tests along with AI, artificial intelligence, and dumped his brain, one of the leading functional medicine doctors. And I can share that with you too. If you want help with cholesterol, just put the big C. If you want help changing your labs, put labs. If you want help just being better educated on hormones overall, your blood sugar, your cortisol is a hormone. So when that blood sugar creeps up, that has to do with your hormones. Okay, it has to do with a lot of things going off in the body and understanding what you need. Just taking a drug is not going to be enough to put those back into balance. Maybe temporarily, but it's not going to be enough for the future. Okay, so I wanted to jump on and educate you because we need to be having new conversations, better conversations, be better educated so that you can age slowly. So you're not dealing with these issues of high cholesterol and panicked and under stress, because then when your stress goes up, so does your blood pressure. So it can spike your blood sugar. You can start gaining weight in the stomach. So I see this all the time. My mom and I had posted something. My mom had high blood pressure due to stress. Couldn't manage her stress. We talked about strategies. We talked about things to do. She got on drug after drug after drug. They wouldn't lower it until she was able to do proper stress management techniques, working on foods, working on other things such as supplements and things to help lower her blood pressure. But that stress that comes as a result of maybe seeing those lab markers, or as a result of running and not slowing down, can cause more havoc on the body than anything else. So what conversation do we really need to be having? Is it about cholesterol? Is it about better stress management? Is it about better understanding your body, your blood sugar, your hormones? That's what I can help you with. If you want any of that help, drop a comment below. I work with people and take you where you are, only using positive psychology to help you get to the end goal. Whether it is reducing your markers on your lab, or it is just educating you to know what kind of tests to be asking your doctor for. Or if it's a new diagnosis, you just got an autoimmune. Understanding what's the root cause, how did you get here, and how do we get you out of here so you start feeling better. So most of my programs are 3 months. I do have some shorter hormone programs. A lot of people will stay with me 3, 6. Sometimes I've had people stay with me 18 months. It just depends on what goals. Sometimes if they keep wanting to work on different goals, then they stay with me longer. And then people ask me all the time, is there a guarantee? There's a guarantee that I show up. There's a guarantee that I'm there walking you through every step of the way. And any of my clients who work with me will know I'm always there. There's a guarantee you can get a hold of me. There's a guarantee you can get your questions answered. There's a guarantee that if you put in the work, you will get to your goal. There's a guarantee that you're not ever going to be made to feel bad or feel guilty or shamed or anything. I don't believe in that. But no, you don't have to sit here dealing with all of these health issues, whether it's mold and you're still detoxing from it, whether it's blood sugar issues, whether it's poor stress, poor sleep, hot flashes, any of the above. I'm here for you. Reach out so we can get you in a coaching program. I just finished editing some of my recent videos for my hormone course. Oh my gosh, you guys, I revamped the whole course. It's 8 weeks of modules. Oh my gosh, it's the most modules I've ever put in there. I have things on what do I do when I'm feeling stuck? I have things on mindset. I have things on estrogen methylation, understanding it. I have things on progesterone. I have things on mold. I mean, it's going to be good, you guys. And I'll let you know. My group's going to get a special deal once I re-release this. I couldn't be any more thrilled. Hopefully you're enjoying the waterfall. And that I just recorded a meditation, a guided meditation too on there, just to help you stay relaxed. Hopefully you're enjoying the waterfall. This is actually my backyard. So just taking a break, getting in my ice bath. Haven't gone all the way down yet. Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you have any other questions. If there's anything else you want me to cover in this group, you need help. There's nothing wrong with reaching out. And when you're stuck, don't stay stuck for too long, because at some point that becomes our new normal and then we think we can't do it. I want you to change that conversation in your head to I can, I will be able to do this. How can I do this? Okay. Have a great rest of the day.